lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, my prompt is an abundance message from the center of your soul. It is as simple as that. We are doing short and sweet 3-card readings today. So go ahead and choose from group number 1, which is the Japanese Meadowsweet, group number 2, which is the Wild Carrot or the Queen Anne's Lace, or group number 3, which is the Bird Vetch. And I will see you in the reading. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel before, my name is Krista and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So for today's reading, my prompt is an abundance message from the center of your soul. So we're doing short and sweet readings today, 3-card pulls, and I'm pulling from the Flower Child Tarot. And you chose the Japanese Meadowsweet flower, which symbolizes great effort and prosperity. The word Meadowsweet is just adorable. It was making me think of prairie land. I am obsessed with prairie land. I find it insanely beautiful. And in my lifetime, I would like to help restore prairie land. So why I'm speaking of this, I don't know. So perhaps there is something that you would like to restore, something that you want to heal, and it feels nature-based. Do you have a mission on your heart? Do you have a vision on your heart? Even if it's just an inkling, or even if it's just a simple desire that you've been shutting down and thinking that you can't do anything about. There's a feeling of what do you want to see in terms of how nature is treated, and what in particular, what curiosity or breadcrumb could you follow? Because you have more power than you think to make a difference for whatever it is you want to see. Like, is there, like, I feel like everybody has on their heart, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people have on their heart a desire to heal the literal planet, like Mother Earth. And a lot of times people have like specific desires. Like, it could be because they live in a certain region and there's a certain endangered species in the region that they're very passionate about. Or like in my case, I'm from the I don't know why I was going to say Middle East. That's not obvious. I'm not from the Middle East. I'm from the Midwest. And the prairie land, in particular, I'm from Illinois, which is called, quote unquote, the prairie state. But like 99% of the prairie land in Illinois has been decimated by commercial crops. So it is not the prairie state. There are tiny little prairie preserves. Sorry, I can go on a tangent about this. There are tiny little prairie preserves. And that's it. That's it. That's all we have. We barely have, they call like certain ones, they call virgin prairie. And there's like barely any of those where they have been untouched. The rest are all restored prairie land. Like, you know, in particular, nearby where I lived, there was a conservation district that had, you know, these like nature parks that they would restore prairie land in, and they'd upkeep it and try to like keep invasive species low. Sorry, I'm rambling, but I feel like there's something on your heart that could snowball into something. And this is something that, like, over your lifetime, this isn't something like, oh, I'm going to do something about it next week. This is something you keep on your heart. And when you feel called, you take little steps over the rest of your lifetime. You will not solve the problem in your lifetime, but you can be a piece of the puzzle of solving the problem. And that is the message that's coming across. And you can take this metaphor and apply it to whatever aspect of your life, whatever you want to see change in yourself, in your life, or in the world. But you absolutely can make a difference and play a part. And I think this is something that would help satiate your soul and bring you a sense of abundance, bring you a sense, like, I think part of abundance is the ability to have power to make change, like knowing you have power. Like, power is abundance, and you have power to make positive change. Like, it is not out of your reach to be a part of that. You have a voice, you have the ability to make a change. in some capacity. So anyway, you're being called into it. So we're going to put your Japanese Meadowsweet, which again represents great effort and prosperity, right up here in the corner. And then we're just going to dive into the tarot. So your first tarot card, ooh, the Knight of Cups. Something is beckoning you forward. Knight of Cups can be about romance. But I really it doesn't have to be about romance. It's just a romantic energy because it's something that beckons you in and you fall into the flow of it. It can be art, it can be music, it can be like a path you're meant to take in your life that feels like it's just pulling you in and entrancing you. You know, it's that kind of energy. So we'll see what else we have. Ooh, whoa, we have the Devil. Wow, these are the Devil and the Knight of Cups together is tricky. And then, ooh, okay, we have the Hanged Man. Ooh, what is this message? Okay. I love the horse here, the horse with flowers on it. It's really cute. So I've been sitting here for like a moment, like a bit, in silence and in confusion. The Hanged Man energy is strong. Like, I've just been in a pause. I can't, I'm having a hard time intuiting this energy. It feels so wonky donkey. Like, it feels, again, with the Hanged Man being present, there's a strong stillness, a calm, a steady. It's like, but then the little frog here, like, he doesn't look happy to be hanging there. But he seems calm. Like, there's a calm truth about it. Like, I'm meant to be here. And this is hilarious. Do frogs have belly buttons? Why do these frogs have belly buttons? This is hilarious. Why do they have belly buttons? This makes no sense. No, because they hatch out of eggs, don't they? What the? I'm so confused. I keep wanting to pull more cards but I don't want to pull more cards because I'm only doing a 3-card pull. Like, that's the whole point, you know? Let's see if this flower has anything to say. Let's ask the Meadowsweet, because those cards are not really helping me out. Do you have anything to say, Meadowsweet? I heard it could be a warning. And I little like moment between us. I was like, could be. Like a be careful moment. Don't want to scare anybody, but earlier today, it's reminding me of, I was driving to work and I stopped at a stop sign and I looked both ways. Granted, I did have a money tree in the front seat of the car, so I couldn't see fully between the leaves. So I didn't see a biker on the road, which he wasn't even like, I wasn't going to hit him. He was going so slow and like I wouldn't have hit him, but he screamed at me. Like, hey, watch where you're going. And it was jarring. And it was like a wake-up call. And I remember the day before that, I was driving and I had this feeling like, oh, like, look out for cars in this intersection. Just might as well. Just look out for cars here. And I did. And then nothing happened. And then like another block away, this other car came out in front of me. And I was like confused because the symbolism for the like I had looked out for cars at the next intersection. And I feel like the message was you have to always look out for cars. Like you have to always be more alert and more aware. And I'm getting that. And like with the guy on the bike today, like him screaming at me felt like I probably needed to hear that. Like I don't know what was going on in that guy's life. Like maybe he's just fed up and maybe people weren't seeing him. I mean, he's on a bike, you know, so maybe he deals with that all the time or something. But it felt significant. Like I wasn't mad at him because like, yeah, that was my fault. I didn't see him. And I feel like it was more so like a universal like wake up call energy. And I feel like this is one of those moments. And it can be kind of scary, you know, because it's like, I mean, I guess you have to take responsibility for your own sense of awareness, responsibility for, you know, like your place within the greater whole. Responsibility not only for being aware that there are going to be other people out there who are kind of unconscious, like that one car that pulled out and like in front of me, and or not really in front of me, it just pulled out from a weird angle and it shouldn't have quite then. And so that was like the other person's fault. And then the bike thing obviously was my fault. And so just being aware of, there's just a feeling of being aware of your surroundings and like the reality that like accidents could happen, or, you know, like you have to take responsibility for, sorry, it's hard to put in the words. You have to take responsibility for the part you're playing in the greater whole, and for your, like, there's a protective element here, like for participating in the protection of not only yourself, but of the people around you. And so there's like a perking up of your antennae, like to realities, to dangers in a way that is healthy. And I feel like that's what this reading's about. So, so clearly maybe I need to hear this message too, unfortunately. It's like, wake up. And it did. It kind of like, it made me like that guy yelling at me and just having that like on my mind, like, oh, wow, maybe I'm not as like aware and present as I think I am, you know? So I started like catching myself kind of just not really like being more on autopilot and not being present with what is, you know? And I feel like that can make you like, run into issues or miss important like cues from the outside world that could keep you safe, you know? And there's just this feeling of you perking up and just being more alert and being a part of the solution and not the problem of maybe distraction. I mean, I would say we're very, especially in Western culture, we're a very distracted culture. So I think you not playing a part in that and being like the aware one in the room, you know, the one who's like alert and aware and grounded and protective, you know, the one who can point out something that other people don't see because they're more, you know, distracted. So interesting. This is such a weird message. Like I've never channeled a message like this before. Like, yeah, it's very interesting. Anything else? Let's see. I like the Knight of Cups and the Devil together in some positive aspects. It can be about passion. It can be about like losing yourself in yeah, the throes of passion. That's what I just heard. Does that even make sense or resonate? Well, this could be even in, I guess this whole message could, for some of you, be in relation to relationships. So my initial energy there was like, ooh, that's kind of exciting. Like this is such passionate energy. But getting lost in passion when there's no like awareness or perking up to the dangers of that, you know, like where it's easy to not see red flags. It's easy to like just let things fly when we are falling in love with someone or when we're wrapped up in a relationship and in the whirlwind of that. Be alert, be aware, be perked up. This is not like a warning of imminent danger, but this is something you're called to do in this moment. Like this is something you need to do for yourself, for society, like for your part in the way, like your part in the greater whole. I think this is something that's going to help you reconcile that part you play, you know, in society in a really beautiful and healthy way, because it's protective. You're meant to be a protective force in this world, and let that protective force like course through you. So the message of abundance here. Wow. The message of abundance from the center of your soul is that you are a source of protection, not only for yourself, but for the world around you. And all you have to do is tap into that protection that exists within you and allow it again to course through your being. And like, it feels like it starts off with an intention. And then once you put that intention out there to be more aware and alert and present, it will, like, you'll start catching yourself and you'll be like, whoa, have I been living this like unconscious this whole time? Have I been this distracted this whole time? Like, I'm catching myself constantly throughout the day, just not being aware of what's going on around me. And it's like, I'm going to be more present. I'm going to be more aware. Like, I live on earth. It is not heaven here. It is not perfect. I am not always necessarily safe, like this is just literal common sense, So, I think, yeah, like this is going to be something that's really beneficial for yourself and the world. And, I think just be aware and align to this energy within you and just be aware of where you're distracted. I think that's your main message. Stay on the ground and be aware that you live on planet Earth and that things are wonky donkey down here, like someone's got to be alert. Yeah. Cool. Interesting. Cool. I really loved this message. So, yeah, sorry, this isn't like a message. This is not what I expected as far as this is what I'm going to do though. How does this contribute to the abundance of your soul, the abundance of your life? That is my question now. How does aligning to this protective energy contribute? I just had a thought of like, when you're like, if someone's running a business and all of a sudden their business starts to flourish and they're having opportunities presented to them, they could be presented with like scammy opportunities or people who want to take advantage of them or people who want to use them for their own gain. And you being connected and intricately like aligned with this protective, intuitive, discerning force within you is going to help you weed out the bullshit moving forward in your life in whatever it is you're building, whatever abundance it is you're calling in. So this is absolutely necessary. I'm thinking lawyer vibes. I'm thinking like protecting your intellectual property, your like assets, your like protecting yourself, grounding things in and protecting your work in a way. So I think this makes perfect sense actually for abundance. This is a part of a healthy, abundant life, like making sure you're, covering your, what are they, P's and Q's? I don't know what that means. Like covering your P's and Q's. I don't know. Dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Anyway, so now I'm thinking about those belly button dots again on the frogs. Like, I'm pretty sure frogs don't have belly buttons. But yeah, okay. That makes perfect sense. You need this force. You need this force within you. Align to it. Intend to align to it. Be aware and just watch it grow. And follow those nudges. Follow those internal nudges that guide you into this protection. You'll know what to do along the way, So like you'll have inspirations come up and you'll have to follow those, or like the right person at the right time that feels good, feels protected, feels safe, is like can help you with something in particular in your life or your business or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you so much for being here, group number 1. I hope I see you in another reading. And yeah, thank you. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. My name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So, for today's reading, my prompt is a message of abundance from the center of your soul. We are doing a short and sweet 3-card pull from the Flower Child Tarot. You chose the Wild Carrot, or the beautiful Queen Anne's lace here. It looks like a snowflake, it looks like a starburst, it looks like fireworks, it's giving me celebration vibes. So the wild carrot is symbolic of wisdom, purity, and sanctuary. Queen, I already knew that Queen Anne's lace was symbolic of sanctuary, home, feeling safe, feeling like you have your own, like sanctuary of the body and the soul too. That's the vibe too. So interesting so far. I've noticed that the Queen Anne's lace up here in New Brunswick, they don't have the signature red dot in the middle, like the Queen Anne's blood droplet, but they do mostly in the Midwest where I'm from. So I kind of like this though. It's like pure white, like unstained, like snowflakey energy. So anyway, sorry, I'm rambling. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. Let's see what cards were pulled for you today. So you got, the 8 of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. Okay. The King of Cups has a fish necklace, like a fish hanging around its neck. And for some reason, he's making me think of Jesus, but like a hippy dippy Jesus, like his long brown hair. And the fish, the fish is symbolic of, I think, Christianity. It's symbolic of when Jesus expanded the loaves of bread and fish to feed like an entire crowd. Anyway, I think it's from that story. So that actually is making me think of expansion and growth. It's also making me think of like something you have or something you've built, or like an asset or an investment paying off and growing exponentially. I think that vibe's going on right now. This guy does feel abundant, like he has everything he needs, but it's just giving me this vibe of like, I'm cool here. I got my one fish, I got my cup, I got my little flower scepter. I'm floaty doty on this water here, and I'm good. I'm Jesus, man. I got everything. I've got everything I need, but it's more like, little does he know that all of this is about to expand for him. I'm curious about this energy because as I'm staring, I'm going to pull this card up so you can see. As I'm looking at him, he feels like frozen in time. Like the potential for exponential growth is there, but he feels kind of like rigidly trapped on a timeline, if that makes sense. Not in any negative way, strangely enough, but it's almost like he's just unaware that he can shift into the other timeline. Like now. The energy is like now. So this could be something you're experiencing right now. Like you are present in a timeline where you found contentment and where you found joy and where you found a sense of abundance. And you're like, I'm cool here. This is cool. Okay, cool. Oh, it might even be like an energy of settling like just a little bit. It's like, oh, well, the bigger thing didn't come yet, but I'm cool here, which is beautiful. It is always beautiful to find contentment with wherever you're at, of course. But I think it's just this feeling of like more is possible now. And the more that is possible now is something that you've wanted and you've been working towards. There feels like investment energy is coming through. And it feels like all that is it's going to take to shift into the new expansive exponential growth reality is a shift in consciousness. So this could look a million different ways depending on who it is that has come to this reading and is listening to this reading. This could be, I can't even think of an example. Like it feels like they're like raindrops. Like there are so many different examples of this that as there like so many, like as there are snowflakes, as there are raindrops that fall down, like as they're all human beings on the planet. The abundance energy is outrageous, honestly. It's like outrageous, like the potential that you're sitting in, that you're resting in, that you have no idea. It's kind of blowing my mind. Like, whoa, like this person doesn't see it at all. Seven of Swords is like sneaky energy. It's like something you don't see, something happening behind your back, or like something you're unaware of. But that almost seems like a joyful, sneaky energy of the universe. Like, like I'm about to blow their world wide open in all the ways they've desired it to be. And I'm about to prove to them that it was always right to believe in their dreams and not to settle. And 8, we have the 8 of Pentacles. It's a number of abundance. 7 is a number of the divine. There's an anticipation energy here, like something crazy, like something's about to explode in such a positive way. Like something's about to explode wide open. And here you are, like over here, this 8 of Pentacles, like she's just working away at her craft, just doing her little day-to-day things, continuing to invest, continuing to grow what she's building, and like she's just assuming like, it's taken a long time to get to here, so it's gonna take a long time to get to the next plateau, so like but again, the exponential growth energy that is bursting for like there is an opportunity for major expansion that sorry, but I'm making you aware of it. But here's the thing, like you can get a reading and someone can tell you like, wow, you're sitting on this like wellspring that's about to burst, or like this garden that's about to overflow with abundance, like of vegetables and fruit, and everything's about to come into harvest from all your investment, from all your work. And like, I could tell you that, but if you're stubborn in believing that the current reality is going to be your reality for a while now, and that things like aren't ready to change, or whatever it may be, again, that like how the King of Cups felt frozen in like a timeline. So yeah, I could tell you all day that this is going to happen, but you have to find it in you to believe truly and shift your frequency to align to it. And that's going to look different for every single person who's come here. Like the way in which you need to shift your energy to be in communion with this exponential growth energy is going to look different, because we all have to realign our nervous systems in a way to something like that. If it's like really rapid, fast growth, it can be overwhelming. So something you might have to do there. I mean, maybe like a part of you has been holding on to this It feels like a holding pattern. You know, you're staying in this holding pattern because it feels safe, because you feel good here. You feel safe here. You feel like you've gotten yourself to, I think I've said this already in this reading, but like a new plateau. And you almost aren't super concerned about it, the exponential growth element. Like you aren't expecting it. You're okay with it taking time. But if you want, it can grow more quickly. Like things can happen more quickly for you. You can choose into that reality and you can align to it. So I think like whatever it is that you need to do to get your like mind and your logical mind and your rationality, I can't even say the word, rationality on board with a reality like that where things grow and expand quickly. The way that you can do that is find all the resistance within your body and being and find ways to shift that and feel safe in that feeling of exponential growth. So, again, that will look different to each of you, but the way I learn to feel safe is my relationship with God, prayer, surrender. Like if the holy divine God of the universe is saying I am safe to enter into exponential growth, and if I feel that in my spirit, if I feel that in my soul, if I surrender to that reality in a space where I feel like that's a message from the divine telling me that this is true and safe and real, like a mess, like God's basically like giving me the green light, then I can do it because my whole soul will be on board. I can look past any like weird rational things, or I cannot worry about my nervous system or feeling safe because I know I'm safe because literally the God of the universe has my back on this. And it's like, yes, like it's time, So that's how I would do it. Breath work, yoga, like other types of, maybe herbal support, like getting your nervous system calm and steady and grounded could be really important during this time because like just rapid change is unsteadying. Spending time in nature, spending time in presence, stop being distracted by electronics, get yourself prepared. Like if you want to say yes to this opportunity, get yourself prepared for it and act like it's about to happen. So that's basically your message. I don't know if there's anything beyond this. Like what else wants to come through here? King of Cups is making me think of creativity. And of course, Eight of Pentacles is too. It's about honing your craft. So have fun too. I feel like you falling into a flow of whatever it is you're working on, whatever it is you're creating in your life, especially if it's artistic or creative or, it doesn't have to be, but whatever it is you're passionate about, right? Fall into that flow of creation and find the joy in it. And make sure you stay in the joy in it because you're going to have to continuously throughout your life realign to your why. And so this would be a really good moment to realign to your why as well. That could help you get on board as well. But yeah, okay. Anything else? 3 beautiful cards in front of me. And wild carrot / Queen Anne's lace. I like that's wild carrot. That feels abundant too and grounded. Like this, like if you think about it, like if this is a carrot in the earth, which is it? Now I want to go dig up one and see. And then look at this beauty. This is like a crown that's like reaching up to the heavens and it's like protected by this beautiful thing here. Look at that. It's like a little cage around the bottom of the crown. But it's almost like root to crown, like you're safe. Like you're touching the heavens, but you're also completely rooted and grounded in the earth, and everything is harmonious and balanced between the two. And I don't know, yeah, you're safe to. And then this flower alone is actually making me think of abundance. Look at all the multitudes of little flowers that are creating one big flower. That's super cool. So yeah, and then the starburst, the explosion, the firework energy, like it's like poof, like something growing and expanding. And that's your opportunity in this moment. But again, there is no shame in taking the slow and steady route if you're not ready. This can be a choice in a way, which is kind of cool. Like you can choose against it. You can choose to be like, no, I want to take my time. I want to align to the slower path. I'm okay with that, you know. But if you want this to happen, you can choose this. So you have an option. It's up to you. Okay, thank you so much, group number 2. This was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I see you in another reading. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to The Little Flower. If you haven't been to my channel, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So you chose group number 3 with the bird vetch. The bird vetch symbolizes humility and shyness. And I remember for some reason in the app I used to identify it, the phrase, it like symbolized the phrase, "I cling to thee." And I think it's because it is a vine that clings to everything in sight. It like spreads like crazy. And then it has these little tendrils that will like wire around other plants. So yeah, it's kind of a clingy little guy here. But then it's so funny because the dichotomy of it also symbolizing humility and shyness. There is like a pendulum swing there. So there's 2 ends of a spectrum happening in this reading so far. So it's like a feeling of shrinking and then over expansion. So I'm going to keep that in mind while we go into the reading, because I don't exactly know how that energy is gonna feed into this, but maybe it will inform it, I'm sure. So we'll see. So I pulled 3 cards today. We're just doing a short and sweet little reading here, and the prompt being a message of abundance from the center of your soul. So the first 2 were really interesting and surprising messages, and I'm excited to see what you got. So we have, oh my God, we have the Magician. I just want to rest in this energy for a moment. You have everything you need to create exactly what you want to create. There's a feeling of getting very clear about what it is you want to see. And of course, we always add this or something better because, you know, we don't know exactly how things are going to turn out in the physical. It's kind of a winding path, but there is, you know, you can be specific about how you want to feel, what you want to see. You can have specifics. Again, those specifics will show up. But sometimes it's like, okay, for instance, say you want to manifest a home and your priorities are, I want spaciousness, I want a lot of bright light, I want it to be set in a calm, quiet space that's connected to nature. I mean, I'm just saying things that I want. This is an example of something I want. Okay, so those are specifics. But there are also other specifics that if you cling too tightly to them, they could hinder you from receiving what it is you really want to receive. So, for instance, say you have a budget, like I only want to spend this amount of money per month, but perhaps there is like a home that you would want to purchase that it looks out of your, like way out of your budget on paper, but secretly the owners are wanting to find someone to sell it to that is more based around like an energy thing. Like say they want to sell it to the right, quote unquote, right person, not just the person who has the highest dollar. And you happen to be that right person, and they're willing to go down, way down to like the top of your budget, to just because they want you to have that home. Maybe it's just like a sentimental thing. They want to find the right person, which I think that's really beautiful. And I think more people should be like that. But that's my point. Like we can't be too, hell bent on specific things, because sometimes it could hinder us in our manifestation journey. But again, certain specifics, like I said, spaciousness, light, connected to nature, like those types of specifics that are kind of non-negotiable and bring more of like the energy of what you want and like the feelings of what you want. Those specifics are important. So what you're being called to align to are those specifics. How do you want to feel? Like, how do you want the space to feel? Like, or, I mean, I'm talking still about homes or whatever, but this could be about a relationship. This could be about a business you want to run. This could be about a job you want. This could, like, how do you want to feel in that job? How do you, like, do you want to feel fully respected and autonomous and a part of the team? And like, or like with a partnership, how do you want to feel in that partnership? What's going to work for you and and like who you are and your sovereignty, like within that relationship? How's that going to feel, and maybe some guy or girl will come into your life, and at face value, like normally you would write that person off, but you kind of like follow the feeling and you dig a little deeper, and you find yourself right where you want to be. So it's, I think you get what I'm saying. I think I gave enough examples that you get what I'm saying there. But yeah, you have everything you need. You can create anything you want. The universe has your back on this. Whatever it is you want to create, you are the master of your reality. Master creator. Okay. Oh my God. Seriously. You have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a master, like, creator of his reality. Like, he is lord over the material realm. He has all the resources he could ever need and then some. He is a supporter. He is a provider. He is like this. He is like, I'm feeling like really positive father energy. And this is also making me think of like your connection to the divine and God being this father that wants to give and give and give and wants you to have all of your heart's desires and dreams met. And I'm getting this like, and this could be my own thing because I've had this happen before, like thinking of a masculine God, there can be wounding around that because a lot of us, it could be associated with our own relationship with our own father, or it could be associated with how we grew up and the masculine God that we were taught, was more like punishing and restrictive. And there's this feeling of this shift in consciousness happening where you realize that God is benevolent and good and wants to provide you. Like, it's like almost like you'd have to, in this case, you'd have to shift your relationship to the divine. Like, it'd have to be like, oh, I'm connected to this masculine side of the divine that is all protective, all providing, and that has like can give me everything I need. And this guy, well, he is a king, literally the King of Pentacles, but with the crown and everything and his palace in the background. It's like you are his princess, like you are his daughter, and he wants to provide everything to you and he trusts you. Does that mean he's going to let you become a brat? Does that mean he's going to let you become spoiled? Does that mean he's going to thwart his responsibility to teach you how to be a responsible princess who may one day become queen? Like, no, he's still going to be like a disciplinarian kind of energy, but he still wants you to live your best life and live your most abundant life. And yeah, I love that energy. Almost like it's almost like the responsibility of this power that you have, this magician energy, this manifestation power. It's like he's trying to inform, like, yes, you can have anything you want, but there's a responsibility to this throne, to this title of princess that you have. And, what are you going to do with your power? What are you going to do with your manifestation capability? How are you going to serve? Like you're here to play a role on the planet that is a good giving role. And like, yes, are you meant to have all your dreams met? Yes, but you're also meant to serve in some way. So I love that. I think that's a really beautiful message. It's just abundance with responsibility and care and compassion and empathy for the world and the state of the world, awareness, truth, Okay. And then lastly, oh my God, we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of rest. It's a card of, and I'm having a relief here and almost an emotional experience, because earlier I was shuffling the cards and I accidentally saw this card when I was putting it over there, and I was like, I thought it was the Five of Swords, and I had in my mind like, oh, group number 3s, there might be some heavy, like, okay, that might be a heavier reading. And it's not the Five of Swords, it's the Four of Swords. It's like the best sword, one of the best swords cards. Because it's hard to find they're all good. All cards are good, but like the swords cards in particular, aside from the Ace of Swords and the court cards, are pretty, they're like rough energies. Yeah, I think they're all rough energies. There's a 3, 2 of Swords, 3, 5. Oh, 6 of Swords is kind of nice, but it's still got like this. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling off into my own thought process now. Four of Swords is one of the best cards out of the Swords cards, and or at least the most soft of the Swords cards. That's the best way I can put it. And this is you feeling well cared for, well taken care of. And a lot of times I really do think it has to do with self-care. I often don't really associate it with like care from others. It's more you taking care of yourself and giving yourself like your soul's needs. So there could, and with it also meaning rest, you could be at the precipice of creating something amazing in your life. And there is a message here to take a rest and take a break and like carve out some time so that you can find like a steady sense of calm, a steady sense of quiet. And in that calm and quiet place, there's something to be it's not extracted. That's not the right word. There's something to be gleaned. There's like a sense of awareness and truth that wants to come through. The Death card, like death energy is kind of coming through. It's like the feeling of what really matters, a recognition of what really, truly matters. We can drop material. I'm not saying you have to drop material pursuits, but in this moment, when you take a break, it's like you're dropping material pursuits. You're dropping like selfish desires, which selfish desires are not a problem. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying you're temporarily like taking a break from what you're manifesting in your world. And you're entering into the pause and you're waiting, and just a simple awareness of what matters most comes through and shifts your entire perspective and allows you to move forward in your life with this elevated, more mature, more evolved perspective that what you do truly matters while you're here on earth, recognizing that it's temporary. It's temporary that you're here and you can make a difference. And so there's there is this like shift in consciousness that's available to you when you take this break, that's going to help you moving forward on your manifestation journey. And it's going to help you feel more whole and more purposeful and more connected to the world around you, connected to humanity. There's a really beautiful opportunity for you to enhance your journey. It doesn't even feel like, it's not like there's not a lot of pressure. It's just, this is going to enhance your journey as human. So, all right. Okay, so I'm curious about the bird vetch is speaking to me again, and we did have that dichotomy energy come through at first. So it was that like shyness or overextension or oversharing or overspreading. So what is that? What is going on there? What do you have to say, bird vetch? Let's see what you got. Oh, so that dichotomy energy where we're pendulum swinging from one extreme to the other, as far as like, it kind of feels like a purpose thing, like what you're like in relation to what you're manifesting, the part of it that holds purpose for humanity, purpose for the earth, like the part of it that is service oriented, like that feeling kind of, there's like a volatile kind of energy around it where it's not fully reconciled and it's not fully like, you don't feel centered with like your purpose, you know? And I think taking this break and taking this pause and giving yourself, and this could be like, if you don't have the means to take a long, like 3-day retreat or, something like that, this could be like you consistently taking an hour out, every day to give yourself that time to ponder, to be in silence, to be in stillness, or taking time to nurture yourself, pamper yourself, whatever it is, consistently over time. That will lull you into the space you need to be as well. That will help you glean this wisdom that you need moving forward. I think it's going to help you a lot and help you feel centered on your mission and your goals and the way you want to affect the world. And this is a really beautiful part of your journey and a necessary shift to, again, enhance your journey and make you feel more whole. So, alrighty. Thank you so much, group number 3. I think this was your message. I hope I see you in another reading. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported by me more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions that serve as monthly anchor points to keep you grounded and aligned to your most fulfilling and abundant path, along with access to a growing collection of exclusive soulful pick-a-flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of my Little Flower Patreon community. My intention is for this space to be a spiritual lifeline to healing, clarity, and soul alignment. A sacred container that leaves you feeling free and safe to unfold into your most authentic and abundant nature. I've made this accessible at just $8 per month, intentionally so as the number 8 symbolizes abundance, balance, and unity. If you feel called, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe to the Little Flower YouTube channel, as all of these exchanges help not only for my channel growth, but for me to feel connected to the fabric of the community who finds their way into the energetic space I've created. Feel free to browse my single infinite prayer energy healing transmissions, check out my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and the phrase, "Hello, lovely human," and leave me a tip, or in other words, buy me a coffee if you feel called to. I sometimes offer personal readings, so be on the lookout for open slots for those as well. Everything you'll need is listed in the description box below. Last but not least, I have another YouTube channel called Soul Hearken, which is my heart and soul in video form. If you feel called to it, I'd be honored to have you over there as well. With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and wealth. You are honored and loved.